We've all bargained with God. You know, we say to God, God, if you'll only get me out of this fix, I'll do some great thing for you. But Abraham took bargaining with God to a whole new level. And the remarkable thing is, it wasn't for himself. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas, and this is your daily devotional for Saturday, October 8th, 2022. One of the great enduring stories in our congregation's life is the story of a man named Swanson Yarbrough, a gentleman who was a member of this congregation in the 1940s and 50s. Many of you already know the story, so I'll keep it short. Swanson was an officer in the old Cotton Belt Railroad. At some point, he had to go to the hospital with a serious illness, don't know what it was. While in the hospital, he told God that if God would just heal him, he would do something great for God. Of course, no sooner was he released from the hospital than he forgot his vow. But a little while later, he was on a ladder picking figs when he took a fall and hurt himself. Remembering his earlier vow, he said to God, I get it. This time I won't forget. And he fulfilled his promise by making it his personal mission to recruit new members for the church, literally hundreds of new members. That's a classic example of bargaining with God. In today's story, we find Abraham bargaining with God, only Abraham wasn't sick, and he wasn't bargaining to gain something for himself. He was bargaining for the life of his nephew, Lot, and for the people of Sodom and Gomorrah. Let me read just a portion of the story. It's found in the 18th chapter of Genesis, and it involves the same three mysterious visitors who had told him that Sarah would have a son. After that conversation, they turned to go to Sodom and Gomorrah. But now, once again, it is God who speaks. God announces to Abraham his intention to visit the cities and see if they are as evil as their reputation. Abraham obviously knows their reputation and the destruction God will surely rain down upon the cities. But he also knows that's where his nephew Lot settled after the two of them had separated from one another. So here's how the next part of the conversation goes. So the men turned from there and went toward Sodom, while Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham came near and said, Will you indeed sweep away the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous within the city. Will you then sweep away the place and not forgive it for the 50 righteous who are there? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to slay the righteous with the wicked, so that the righteous fare as the wicked. Far be that from you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do what is just? And the Lord said, If I find at Sodom 50 righteous in the city, I will forgive the whole place for their sake. Abraham answered, Let me take it upon myself to speak to the Lord, I who am but dust and ashes. Suppose 5 of the 50 righteous are lacking. Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5? The Lord said, I will not destroy it if I find 45 there. Again he spoke to him, Suppose 40 are found there. The Lord answered, For the sake of 40 I will not do it. Then he said, Oh, do not let the Lord be angry if I speak. Suppose 30 are found there. The Lord answered, I will not do it if I find 30 there. He said, Let me take it upon myself to speak to the Lord. Suppose 20 are found there. He answered, For the sake of 20 I will not destroy it. Then he said, Oh, do not let the Lord be angry if I speak just once more. Suppose 10 are found there. The Lord answered, For the sake of 10 I will not destroy it. And the Lord went his way when he had finished speaking to Abraham, and Abraham returned to his place. Remarkable. Of course, we know what happens next. God finds the cities to be evil and rains fire and brimstone down upon them, but not before compelling Lot and his family to flee the destruction. What is remarkable, though, is not that Abraham bargains with God. We all do that. It's that Abraham bargains with God for the sake of other people. We've already seen that Abraham has his fair share of faults. He stumbles in his trust of God from time to time. But don't we all? But now, confident of God's supreme justice and mercy, Abraham essentially reminds God that the righteousness of the few outweighs the sins of the many. It's a remarkable scene. Tomorrow, Sarah returns to the spotlight. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.